In Field Sports Channel Towers, Roy is known as the postman. He always delivers. This morning he hasn't got a little red van, but a six-wheel beast which has been defying physics in the Highlands of Scotland as he hunts blue hares with his eagles. He's on his round on his ground in Sussex. He has a little flash around for some foxes, but the first stop is going to be fallow does.
No, I've not done any doe culling for quite a while, so I've been away up in Scotland flying the birds, so we've really got to get cracked on with the doe cull because it's getting on in the season, so we need to, hopefully we'll catch up with a few this morning. We've got Dom out with us, so we've got a second gun, so what we're going to do is we'll try and position Dom in some of the places as we stalk through, so if any deer break, then Dom should have a chance, hopefully for a shot or two, as they come through from the spinnies, so fingers crossed we'll give it a go.
Although he's on parkland, the fences are no more and the herds here are transient. He'd like to take out about 5 of the local population.
The only problem we've got this morning is where we're going into is a bit that is very, very difficult to get into by foot. You've actually got to cross a stream, so the extraction of the deer, if we do get one, is always the problem. So that's why we bought the Argo this morning. So if we do get a few, then hopefully we've got a means of getting them out.
Dom is here as well, which could be interesting. If Roy is the postman, Dom is Postman Pat.
You're going to be filming with Roy, so we're going to find out which of us is the jinx. It'd be an interesting scientific experiment to find out whether you're the reason or I'm the reason that we never get anything. My money's on you.
Roy has a good idea where the deer will be and positions Dom to cover the exit point if we spook them. As hoped, the deer are in a spinney across the bridge, but they don't hang about. We crawl across the broken bridge, Roy lighting the way with his cheeks. The plan has worked in reverse and Dom has pushed 2 does our way. Roy shoots and for a change, the young doe runs. The group we initially spotted takes flight. Time to do some field work and follow the blood trail.
You normally find a good constant trail, so where we are here, we had a fantastic outshot, a lot of blood where she stood for a while, and then she's run. But on fallow you can lose the blood quite easily. As they move around, the muscle can cover up the exit wound, and then you can lose the blood as it pulls into their chest cavity. But she's, as I say, she's not going to be far.
We find the doe under a fallen branch.
So she's just laying down there. So you can see if we hadn't followed the blood, we would have really struggled to find her. So especially the way she's laid. If they've laid and their white underbelly is showing towards you, same as when you're rabbit shooting of a night, they're easy to find. But if they're laid the other way from you, like she is there, just tucked in, it's incredibly difficult to see them sometimes. There we go. Absolutely nothing wrong with the shot there. It's obviously just where her adrenaline was up, where she'd been spooked by Dom and came onto the bank there. And she just had enough to stand there, and then she totted away down here. I mean, she's not more than 50 yards, but when you've got cover like the bracken and the fallen trees, it can be very, very difficult to find them. They can be under your nose and you still not see them. So again, it's always a good idea if you have got one, have a dog with you, even with perfect shots, because it can take you a long time to find the carcasses in conditions like this if you haven't got a backup.
Dom joins us and looks a bit sheepish.
Humble tie anyone? I don't want to talk about it.
Dom takes the strain and gets to grips with the young doe. Roy is keen for another, so we head off to a different part of the estate. We spot deer immediately, but they're not on our ground. Another 50 yards and, for a change, the deer come to us. The camera remains standing, but Roy and Dom hit the deck. 3 animals are just yards away in what appears to be a great shooting position, but all the boys can see are rear ends. We follow up slowly and still they remain tricky to nail down. Then they evaporate, and we soon find out why. A dog walker in woodland with no footpaths.
Hello? Hi there. Could you please refrain from walking your dogs through here, please? There's not a footpath here, and it's very dangerous because there's a lot of stalking activity goes on in here. Sorry? Yeah, no, this isn't a footpath here at all. So it's incredibly dangerous to walk through these parts of the woods because there is a lot of shooting going on.
Roy is firm but fair.
The other thing is, can you keep the dogs on leads? Because we've had a lot of deer killed with dogs. I know, but what they do is they run them against fences and then kill them against the fences. Even just stressing them out because they're pregnant now as well, so if they get chased around a lot, it damages them. Thank you. Although she said that her dog wouldn't kill deer, that dog was perfectly capable of chasing the deer, running them up against the fences and causing damage. Obviously, as the season progresses, the does are pregnant at the moment. You know, another month or two, they're going to be very heavily pregnant, and if they start to get chased around like that, then it's going to cause a lot of damage to the future generations of deer that we've got on here. So, you know, you feel like you're bashing your head against a brick wall sometimes, but you know, you've always got to just try and put your point across and hope that eventually it sinks in.
With our stalk spoiled, it's such a glorious morning, Roy feels it's just right for a squeak. He lets rip with the silver fox. Bang! We have a very close observer. Dom takes his chance.
I heard you whispering the other side of the tree. Obviously, that was blocking my my view. And then when he ran in, he stopped. Obviously, Roy trying to get him to stop on the call. Yeah, a lot closer than I was expecting.
That fox just appeared to my right-hand side here, so he just came up behind us and made us. I didn't want to move until we got the camera on it, and I was hoping if he did make us, he'd just move off and then we'd get a chance to squeeze the trigger. And Dom did a super job as the fox just crossed our line back down the bottom here. I was trying to stop him, but he was just moseying through. He'd slowed down a little bit. But as this one appeared and the shot went off, there was another fox coming up from the bottom, just making its way through all the thick bramble there. So obviously with that report going off, it's unlikely he would have come anyway, but no, really pleased. That was a fantastic call. He came in really close on that one. So no, I hope it looks good.
Time to recover that deer with the Argo. To increase the stakes, it's going to be a waterborne extraction.
I've got to do my bungs up so we can get back across the river.
Why do we want there's a bridge, Roy?
Shut up.
That's one for the Christmas blooper reel.
A successful and eventful morning, and even though there are bridges everywhere, Roy and Dom seem to be making the most of it. If you'd like to find out more about the Argo Cat, go to www.argocat.com.